You're my brainwash. This is Josh there coming at you today. Hi, how you doing? So, here I am today. I have been asked a question by this chick from the YouTube. Her name is SamItotallyam. Okay? And SamItotallyam says, I am a new Christian and I'm learning how to be a submissive woman and would like some guidelines on what, if any, limitations there are to submitting to my boyfriend. Thanks. Now, when concerning your boyfriend, there is a massive issue involved. There are two issues right here. First off, okay, boyfriend doesn't exist in Scripture. There is no such thing as a boyfriend. Either you have a fiancé or you're married. Other than that, there's no boyfriend. The boyfriend concept needs to go away. Okay, the concept is not a valid concept. A biblical concept is you have a fiancé or you have a husband. And the determining factor between these two, one is there's no dating in the Bible. You don't date. It's courting. Just so you know, courting is basically where a woman and a man learned about each other by having chaperones everywhere they go. They hang out together with family members. They never are alone, ever. Not ever, not ever, or never. Never, ever. And, you know, some holding hands, maybe kisses on the cheek, but nothing intimate. They're not allowed to be intimate. The whole intimacy thing comes when you're married. Now, from a biblical perspective, marriage is sex. Okay? As soon as you have sex with that guy, he's your husband. Okay? Now, let me break this down for you. A wife is supposed to submit to her husband in all things. Okay? This is specifically a wife. So, if you have not had sex with that man, he is not your husband. It says that if a man sleep with a harlot, those two shall be one flesh. So even if a man has sex with a prostitute, as long as it takes for that woman to sleep with another man, he is married to that woman until she sleeps with somebody else. Okay, so you have sex with a man, he's your husband, and you have to submit to him in all things. All things, a lot of things. The only other will that trumps your husband's will is God's will. Okay, do you understand how that works? So if you've had sex, you are married and he is your husband. Boyfriend should be eradicated from your verbiage, okay? Your vocabulary should not even have the term boyfriend in it. Now, if you have not had sex, you are in a fiancé relationship, okay? If you're not marriage minded, then you should be looking elsewhere, okay? You should like ditch the guy and say, adios muchachos, I'm looking for somebody else. Because if you don't want to marry that guy, you need to move on, okay? Also, this is something you have to understand. From a biblical perspective, birth control is ungodly. It is ungodly. So all those women out there that want men, you have to want to have babies too. And the only form of birth control that's allowed in Scripture is abstinence. And you both have to agree to it. You know, it's like, I'm going to be abstinent. Well, I don't want to be. Well, then you have to have sex. Okay, if the woman wants to have sex and the man doesn't, well, they have to have sex. If the man wants to have sex and the woman doesn't, well, you have to have sex. I mean, either way, you have to have sex. Okay, if both of them can agree, then you can abstain and therefore you can not. That's the only form of birth control that's allowed. So if you're going to be married, you have to be mindful of the fact that marriage brings babies. Okay, and to avoid babies is a sin. Onan avoided babies and his sin was death. Okay, so you don't want to avoid babies. Okay. In fact, one of the commandments is that a man is supposed to give his wife duty of marriage, which duty of marriage is allowing her to become impregnated. So, yeah. So women, you have to have this mindset of saying, okay, if I'm going to get married, I'm going to have babies. And I'm not going to stop having babies until I can't have babies anymore. Okay. And if you're not in that mindset, if you're not ready for that kind of responsibility, then I would say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with men right now. I'm just going to do my own thing. And that's completely legitimate. You're allowed to. You can do your own thing. But as soon as you have sex with a man, you are married to that man. You must submit to that man in all things unless it contradicts the will of God. Okay? So, Sam, I totally am. I love your name. It's so cool. I hope this answers your question. I didn't know a lot of specifics about your relationship, so I tried to cover both avenues. But yeah, erase the concept of boyfriend. Boyfriend is irrelevant. He's either your fiancé or he's your husband. And if he's your husband, you have to act accordingly. Also, if he's your husband, you have to wear head covering. So, just sharing that with you according to Scripture. If you're still a Parthenos, which is a virgin, then you don't have to wear a head covering. It's not a big deal. But anyway, I'm the Heretic. I love you all. Peace, love, and grooviness forever. Waza!